We all know the story of the Grinch. It's the story of how the titular Grinch steals all the presents of Whoville, but after being shown the true meaning of Christmas, recognizes his faults and atones for his sins. But what if I told you that was all wrong? What if I told you that this story was actually a retelling of an ancient tale? A myth so old, so legendary, that it dates back thousands of years. A fable so carefully cultivated throughout generations of human history, brought to life once more through the medium of modern visual storytelling. And it all starts with a slight annoyance. In the Epic of Gilgamesh from 4,000 years ago, it is said that Enlil, chieftain of the gods, conjures a great flood to rid the world of all the humans. Another story from the 18th century BCE laments a similar tale, one following its central figure, Atrahasis. In both of these tales, there remains one constant. The flood is brought about because the gods are fed up. Fed up with all the noise the humans below create. Meanwhile, in the story of the Grinch, what do we see? The Grinch, much like the Olympians of Greek mythology, is a godlike being capable of Herculean feats, living high up in the mountains, looking down on the mortals below. And what does he think of them?
There's one thing I hate. All the noise, 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 noise.
Much like Zeus on Mount Olympus, he ponders his options for a while, devising a way to discipline the mortals for their crimes, until he comes up with his grand scheme. However, unlike the grotesque, murderous intent of the spiteful gods that came before, the Grinch opts for a more pacifist, family-friendly punishment: to steal all of the town's presents. And so, he gets to work, washing over every house in town, robbing them of all their possessions, much like how a flood robs families of all their possessions, leaving them with nothing. Nothing but the empty, barren husks of their homes. After enacting his wrath against the people of Whoville, he stands atop his mountain once more, awaiting their misery and despair, and is filled with a sense of regret. He descends back down the mountain once more, and it is here that we see yet another remarkable similarity. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, Utnapishtim, in an attempt to regain the favor of the gods, offers them a roasted, sacrificial beast. Meanwhile, in the story of the Grinch, after he disperses all the gifts back unto the populace, he is given a similar offering.
He brought everything back, all the food for the feast. He himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
This video is sponsored by BlackRock. BlackRock is a multi-billion-dollar startup company that aims to make the world a better place. And so he gets to work. What? Robbing them of all their possessions, much like how a flood robs families. This sucks. This is so stupid.